a list of items that we're going to talk about today regarding, well, first of all, most important thing apparently today is the wars, or the war that is being waged in the Middle East. But for me, I think it's more important to talk about Roberto, Dunn, and BOBSIE. Because, in fact, Roberto put up a video yesterday calling or accusing someone of being a thief, when in fact it's not provable. So, bad Roberto. Then BOBSIE made a couple of comments on Roberto's video, somehow enhancing Roberto's bad video of calling someone a big screen TV thief. That's bad, Roberto. You're a bad man. You don't have any proof. It's only hearsay. But you flow in the know, baby. So, calling somebody a big screen TV thief, or stating that there was the big screen TV switcheroo, that's not fair. You're not being fair. You have no proof. There's no proof. There's no proof that the TVs were switched out. None at all. Roberto, you're a bad man. And BOBSIE, you're a bad man for following in Roberto's footsteps. Don't do that. Wait a few weeks till we get the proof. Because there'll be proof. Or, in fact, the fact that there is no proof, that should be proof enough. But without the proof enough, or without the real proof, there's no proof, Roberto. You're a bad man. And BOBSIE, you're a bad man too. But on the other side, I could say that being that there was no proof of a big screen TV giveaway, well then, maybe Roberto and BOBSIE have a partial right to say that it didn't happen, but they still have no proof, thus making Roberto and BOBSIE bad men. Bad Roberto, bad BOBSIE. And bad Allo, because BOBSIE and Allo are friends. And bad John Blaze, too. You're all bad men. You're all bad men, as Bill Mummy would say. Now, let's get on. We have the power back on. I'm working off data right now. Let's go over to the videotape. Let's get to the comments. Oh, Scott Del Fuego is here. Flying Circus, the other side. The mayor of the other side of YouTube, Flying Circus. He's got a fembot video coming out. I heard talking about the other side of YouTube. Flying Circus is putting together a fembot video. Let's go get the... I have a lot to talk about. We'll go through this by the numbers in a moment. Let's open up the chat. And we're going to talk about Mr. Donald Trump's new knee pads. Hey, Gary Bono, one of the top 10 surprises I've learned living in the Philippines, just how small and unpleasant and expensive the vegetables are. Hey, Gary, I wish to talk to you. I just wish to say hello soon. Thank you for stopping by. I'll give you an update on what's going on. And, Gary, let me, while we're talking about vegetables, we could go straight into vegetables, because that's the most important thing in the world right now to me, because I was flim-flam with some vegetables yesterday from one of the vendors I buy from for going on 5 years. And they had the audacity, the nerve, to switch to pull a switcheroo talking about big screen TV. Scamdells, SCAMDELLS, they had the audacity to switch vegetables. I'm going to show it. Gary, look. See this here, ladies and gentlemen? Look at this. See this here? I'm really upset about this, too, because, see this? Let me see if I can see what you can see. Okay. You see that? You see that's all brown and greenish, and it's all like gooey. This is a gooey mess. It's soft. It's like Jello. You know what it reminds me of? The inside of aloe vera. See this? And then you see this? Okay, so this is the bottom of a bok choy I bought yesterday. Now look, see that? You see the green ooze that came out of there? Okay, so see that green ooze? And then the green ooze is the beginning of this. This is the end result. But however, I'm in the store yesterday. I'm in the vegetable market that I buy vegetables from. 5 years I'm buying vegetables from a guy named Henry who no longer owns the store. A woman bought it. But for 2 years, since the lockdown, for 2 years she said Henry's not coming in today. So yesterday I nailed her down to get an answer from her. Where is Henry? Where is Henry, the owner of the store? He's not coming in today. 2 years this woman lied to me that where the owner of the store was. So I said, look, you either tell me where Henry is or I'm not going to buy vegetables from you anymore. Because for 3 years I bought vegetables from Henry. She says to me yesterday, Henry no longer owns the store. So I said to the lady, so for 2 years you have lied to me and told me Henry's not coming in today? And she said, sir, how can I help you? They just avoid the question. So first question was answered. Henry no longer owns the store. Second question was not answered. 2 years, you told me Henry's not coming in today. At first it was Henry has to rebuild his house after the lockdown. Then it was Henry's father's house that had to be rebuilt. Then it was Henry's not coming in today, and now Henry doesn't own the store anymore. So you see this garbage here, and you see this gooey stuff here? Third question to the lady, and it would be the last question I ever ask her. Do you have bok choy? And she says, yes. And she points down at 2 boxes of bok choy. Because Philip Janik and I both agree bok choy is a better tasting vegetable than the Chinese pichay or Napa cabbage. But not everybody carries it. So let me show you what a real bok choy is supposed to look like, a fresh one. This is a fresh bok choy. This one here. This is a fresh bok choy. See, the bottom is solid. It has white. It's white and it's solid. This is one that's completely rotted, and this is one that'll be gone in a couple of, maybe 6 or 7 hours. And this is all refrigerated vegetables. So I go into the store yesterday, and she points down at the there's 2 boxes of bok choy. So now I have my hands full with 3 bags. I bought calamansi. She did not have calamansi. Well, she had small ones. I didn't want those. And then I bought Napa cabbage from, not Flora, Dahlia. Flora is one lady in the back, and Dahlia is the other. So I buy Dahlia is a very nice lady, an older woman in her 70s. And I've been buying, I go back and forth to who I buy stuff from. So Dahlia has Napa cabbage, but the big ones, like 1.5 kilo Napa cabbages. So that's what I wanted. So I bought 4 kilos of Napa cabbage. But she doesn't have bok choy. So I go to Henry's store and I said to the lady, do you have bok? The first two questions, where's Henry? Blah, blah, blah. Do you have bok choy? Yes, sir, right there. So bok choy should be 65 pesos. It was 60 pesos, 65 pesos last week from Dahlia and also Flora. They both had bok choy for 65 pesos. So this Henry's, the fraud of Henry, she tells me 90 pesos. And I look at the box, and this is the box I looked at with the fresh bok choy in it. And I says, okay, I'll be back in about 10 minutes because right now I want to go buy oranges and bananas. And that's 7 more kilos of stuff. And I want to put the bananas and the oranges on the bottom of my bag because that's 7 kilos minimum. Then I want to put the bok choy on the top of the bananas and the oranges. Then I want to go to the hospital and give it out to the nurses and the doctors. So I go to I get the bananas and I get the oranges, and then I come back to Henry's store. Will be the last time I go there for a very long time. And I says, okay, give me 3 kilos of bok choy. Now, whenever you ask a butcher or any vendor for an amount of anything, let's say you go into the store and you say, give me a pound of sliced salami. They always slice a pound and an eighth or a pound and a quarter. And if they do that 1,000 times a day, they sell an extra 200 pounds of meat a day, and all of them do it. So I want 3 kilos of bok choy. And then when I realized how big 3 kilos was, I says, okay, never mind. Just give me 2 kilos. So I'm taking it out of this box. See this box here? I'm taking it out of this box. And the lady comes out from behind the counter. Sir, these are the ones you want. They're fresher. Oh, she's the one that knows vegetables, not me. So she puts these. I take about 6 of these, and then she puts these in my bag. The rotten ones. But they weren't rotten yet. But they were going to go off last night and this morning. So that I had 24 hours to cook this stuff or throw it away. In other words, I bought it at 1 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday. I woke up at 7:30 this morning. It was rotting. But it wasn't rotting yesterday. It rotted overnight in the refrigerator. Whereas the ones that I grabbed first that weren't so fresh, these are good. So I have like 12 of these. Now these you can just cut off the end of, and you could use the leaves. And the leaf is more flavorful, but not as much nutrients. So the woman, this is my point here, is the people that you do business with on a regular day, they have vegetables that are going to go off in 20 hours. I grabbed the fresh vegetables that would be good for 2 or 3 more days. She tells me, no, sir, these are the ones you want. These are fresher. Yes, fresher, ready to go off, ready to give the hogs. So I take her word for it. Then I changed my mind to only 2 kilos. Thank God I only bought 2 kilos. And it was at a higher price. But I don't buy it right away. I go to Flora and I go to Dahlia and I ask both of them where I can buy bok choy. And both of them said Henry's store. Henry is the only person that had bok choy. They all know that. So I go back and I buy it. And this is what I have. The next morning, I had about 6 or 7 of these, and I had 4 or 5 of these where I'm going to cut off the bottoms of it and then I'll cook the leaves. The leaves are still good. But that's not the point. The point is the woman knew those vegetables were going to go off or rot within 24 hours. I was grabbing the good vegetables. She comes out from behind the counter. She changes the box I'm getting the vegetables from because these are more fresh. Yes, these are ready to be rotten. I got home at 3 and I got up. So 17 hours later, these vegetables rotted in the refrigerator at 60 degrees. Okay? So you want to have an understanding of what goes on in the Philippines? What you need to understand is that is what they do. They have vegetables that are going to go off, but they could say, look, these vegetables, if you eat them before tomorrow, we will sell them to you for 70 pesos. Because they're almost, and then you cook them last night for dinner. But no, they sold them to me as fresh, which normally lasts 3 or 4 days. They don't do that. You're their steady customer. They have a right to charge you more, and then they also have a right to come out from behind the counter and then pull a sham wow. Like Roberto and BOBSIE talked about the sham wow that happened with the big screen TV. Now, I don't know that the big screen TV was a sham wow. I don't know that one was replaced with the other. I would never accuse somebody of saying that they gave a big screen TV to needy children and then pulling a sham wow switcheroo with an old TV screen. I would never accuse anybody doing that. But Roberto and BOBSIE, they're bad men. They're very bad. And Allo, you're a bad man. And John Blaze, you're a very bad man too, because you always say, hell, Allo, and that's your friend. You're a very bad man, John Blaze. Very bad man. So that's what you got to deal with in the Philippines. You got to deal with people that you know for years, that Henry no longer owns the store. It took 2 years since the lockdown to get the truth from that woman, and then she pulls a ShamWow switcheroo. She gives me an old TV, an old big screen. She gives me old vegetables, not the new TV, not the new screen. She gives me the old vegetables and not the good vegetables. The old vegetables that are more fresh. Yeah, they're more fresh. They're ready to rot. She gives me that. And she keeps the new big screen TV for herself. I mean, the money. She keeps the money, and she keeps the new vegetables for tomorrow. This is the ShamWow of the Philippines, baby. My point is, it's in the title. If you want fresh vegetables, don't let them pick out your vegetables. You see fresh vegetables, don't walk away and say, give me 3 kilos of carrots, because you're going to get the old carrots. You're going to look at the new carrots. You're going to say, give me 3 kilos of carrots, and they're going to give you the old carrots. Same thing. This happened before with string beans. It happened with carrots, and it happened with cabbage. And now I don't use that store anymore. That was 2 years ago. That's how I found Henry's store. Now they do it anyway. Now they pull. Look, when you want to give children a big screen TV, I mean, when you want to buy fresh vegetables, you look at the box, you pick it out yourself, you put it in a bag, you put it on the scale, and you take the vegetables with you. I did this with the old guy. I took string beans, 3 kilos of string beans. Daisy and I were together. That's how long ago it was. I put the string beans and the carrots in 2 plastic bags. I said, I forgot the guy's name. I know the guy's name, but I'm not going to say the guy's name because I'm a nice guy. So I put the bags on his counter. I said, look, I'm going to be gone for an hour. I'm going to the back of the store to get stuff that he did not have. I come back. He has my bags in the refrigerator inside a third bag. So that's nice. He put it in one huge bag. Yeah, what he did was he took my string beans out of the bag, my fresh string beans, and my fresh carrots out of the bag. He gave me old string beans that were pretty much useless. I mean, we ate them, but they were old string beans. And he gave me soft, mushy carrots with rot on them. So don't be fooled. When you go to buy a big screen, when you want to buy fresh vegetables, you take the big screen. You make sure that the TV that you're giving to the children is the TV that you got from the store. Don't let anybody switch TVs on you. And then I suggest that what you do, if you decide to give the children a big screen TV, make a video of the big screen TV. Even Don C. chimed in. And you know how little Don C. has to say about anything. Don C. said the same thing. Where's the video of the new vegetable? I mean, the big screen. Don C., you're confusing me. You and all those comments. Don Screen wanted a big TV screen. Don C., stop that. Let's go back to the comments. Hey, Mike Dowdy. Mike Dowdy, it's in the notes. I went to buy glasses yesterday. I don't know how many stores. Everybody has these worthless, cheap glasses for 150 pesos. We're going to go through the comments right now. I'm not going to talk about Don C's TV screen sham wow. So I go into, no one has, so they have these, oh man, let me show you what they got. And let me tell you there's another sham wow the woman tries to pull on me. I tell her I need 4.5s, right? Okay, there it is. These are the good glasses, okay? I got a pair of them, but these are the good 4.5s. Now, I could wear these, and then I would look almost normal. But John Blaze, he knows that my glasses are part of my gimmick. Okay, so these glasses cost, when I bought them, I bought 15 pairs of Readers.com. But I want another pair because it's just a question of time before these break. I mean, I'm going to break them. There's no doubt about it. Look, you don't believe I'm going to break them? Look, see these? These have been broken about 12 times. Okay. I'm running out of epoxy. I'm running out of tube. So I go into the store, and she tells me the only glasses she has are these. Now these are classics. The only glasses that she has are this type here with the wire frame. So I said, do you have them in 4.5? Yes, sir. So she gives them to me. Not these. You got to be careful with the ShamWow. Anytime you're buying a big screen TV, you got to be careful that you get the right televisions. You get vegetables. Anytime you... So anyway, this is the ShamWow. So I got these here. These still work just fine. There's nothing wrong with them. You know what's wrong with these? Let me tell you what's wrong with these. These glasses here. All right, these glasses have so much metal superstructure and epoxy on them. When I put them on my nose and I bend over, they fall off a lot. But these still work okay. These are pretty good. These are 4.5s. I got glasses. These are 4.5s. And these are the ones that I wanted, Mike Dowdy. That's why I'm talking about glasses. So Mike Dowdy got me off the big screen vegetables, the bad vegetables, the ShamWow vegetables. So I got 4.5s. I got 4.5 glasses that I could look relatively normal, except for the hat brim. I have to put the hat brim down and put the glasses down. Look at me. I look normal, yeah? But that's not the look I'm looking for, baby. I'm looking for the abnormal Gilligan Island look. So I go into the store. I want to buy a pair of readers, but I want another pair like this. Because so I have a pair of backup. Because these are good. These are good glasses. These are very good. These are perfect. These work just so I just want to go and buy one more pair. So I go, do you have readers? 4 point? Yes, sir, we have readers. So she hands me a pair of these with the metal frame. Now these glasses are $1, no, 100, no. These glasses, I paid 50 pesos for these glasses 10 years ago. I bought, I don't know how many pairs in the Philippines. 4.5 readers, $1 each glasses. Now, I've broken all of them except this one pair. This one pair is still good. You could see it's together, right? It don't move so much. So I go in and I say, let me have a pair of 4.5. So she hands me a box and shows me on the box 4.5 readers. Okay, I'll take a pair of those. Now these are the wire frames. I'm thinking they're going to cost 100, 200 pesos because 10 years, long time, going to go up the price. So she puts them on the counter and I said, how much are they? She says 1,500 pesos. That's $30. For a pair of glasses, I can walk across the street from the ICM mall and get for 100 pesos. They have these vendors walking around where you get the buses and the vans, the aircon vans, right across from the ICM mall. 100 pesos for these glasses. I could buy them there. And I said, 1,500 pesos? Yes, sir. So I look in them. The problem with these are, it's 4.5, but only right here in the middle, right here. If you look over to the side, either way, you lose focus. So it's a 4.5 lens, only in the center, 3/4 of an inch. If you look over to the side either way, or up or down, you lose focus. But for $1, for $2, for $3, they're fine. So I said, 1,500 pesos? Yes, sir. So I pick them up, and they're plastic lenses with the wire frames, and it doesn't have a number on the glasses. So I put them on, and they're not 4.5s. They might be 3s. They could be 3.5s, but they're not 4s, and they're not 4.5s. But they're in the 4.5 box because they don't have any 4.5s. So she was hoping I would just take them without trying them on, and then I would have a pair of glasses that would be totally useless. This is what you have to look for in the Philippines. You have to, don't pay anybody up front for vegetables. Walk away and trust them to put your vegetables in a bag because they'll take the old vegetables. You want the new vegetables. You remember Gomez Adams with the Adams family. First, when he went down into the basement and he was pulling on the chains, and he was talking to that guy, first we have to take care of old business because we have to solve old business first before we do new business. Well, with the vendors, it's first you take the old vegetables or the new vegetables because you got to get rid of the old vegetables first, and then we give you the new vegetables. Gomez Adams said that. So, Michael, I'll be looking on readers.com again and seeing what we can do about getting a pair of glasses. Rotten bok choy, undersized calamansi, and a liar. Sounds like a great stand the lady runs. Now, this is standard because I'm her steady customer. I'm her steady customer going on since, the lockdown of 2021, excuse me. I'm her steady customer. So she comes out to help me get the freshest vegetables, which are going to go off, and that's the right word. It's like when you set a bottle rocket off, the bottle rocket goes off. It's done. Vegetables go off, meat goes off, apples go off, oranges go off. So now I have 1.5 kilos of rotten vegetables that I cut the ends off of This is how much vegetables I got that are rotten. Let me show it to you. You think it's not a joke because I'm not gonna waste the food, but that's not what I bought. I bought fresh vegetables. I was taking the vegetables from the box, and I don't have fresh vegetables. So all of this is rotten vegetables. The ends of all of this, whatever's here. I made a batch this morning, and then over here I have some more bok choy that's fresh, that's good. It's the good stuff, okay? So, but all of this, and then there were 2 or 3 that I just threw out to the goats, and I made a pot this morning. So I basically, now what if I would have, oh, and also I have these here. These are still fresh. These are the good ones. That's from my plate this morning. So what if I would have bought 3 kilos yesterday, and what if I would have went away today? Well, then I would have came home tonight and had 3 kilos of rotten vegetables. They don't care. They never cared, and they're never going to care. If you're their steady customer, they feel they have the right to do 2 things. Charge you more money and then give you vegetables under the guise that these are fresher. Yes, fresher. So fresh, they're going to go off in 16 hours. It's funny living here. It's really funny that your steady vendor for going on 2 years or more can do that to you. It is not ethical. She could say, look, Mike, these are going to go off by tomorrow. If you eat these today, we will sell you 3 kilos for a few pennies less per kilo. But they won't do that. They'll charge you top dollar and let you wake up in the morning to rotten vegetables. Not only that, but I had to clean out the vegetable bin because all the vegetables turned into yellow and orange and green mush, and it stunk up the refrigerator, and it stunk up the whole everything else that was in the refrigerator. So I was cleaning the refrigerator at 8 o'clock this morning because I got somebody switched big screen TV. Somebody switched out the new TV for somebody. I wanted to give the children a brand new TV, and they switched it out, and they gave the children a used TV, and I forgot how many inches the TV was because Don C is always confusing me. I wish you people would stop that. So now, Mike Dowdy. John Blaze, they never give you the good stuff. They don't. If I pick, John knows, and you're a bad man. You're a bad man because you too, you are friends with Allo, and Allo is friends with Roberto, and Roberto called Mr. ShamWow himself a ShamWower, and you're friends with Allo, who allowed Roberto to call Mr. ShamWow a ShamWower. You're a bad man, John. Okay, now let's go on to John S. The swamp and switch. They pulled a swamp and switch on Fazio. A swamp and switch. I gotta remember that. That should go down in the annals of history. A swap and switch. John Blaze with the words. John Blaze wordsmithing. Oh God. You know what? I'm getting thirsty. All right, so now let's go back. Hail Allo. Hail Allo. The swamp and switch. John S., thanks for the John S., now I'm being serious now. I am really being serious. The man who switched out the vegetables, this goes back 4 years, on Daisy and I. We picked out fresh string beans and we picked out fresh carrots because when Daisy lived here, I had fresh food every day. She cooked 3 meals a day. She was an excellent cook. She was excellent at organizing the vegetables so nothing ever rotted. If something was getting old, we cooked that day. So now, Daisy and I picked out the fresh string beans and the carrots. And that guy switched out the vegetables. And when I went back to the guy, it was like a week later, because I only buy vegetables a couple of times a week or a couple of times a month. I said to him, you switched out the string beans and the carrots. No, sir. You bring them back. I said, I threw them out or I ate them. So he knows I'm not going to bring them back. And even if I brought them back, he would do nothing for you. He would say, "What? Yes, sir. Yes, sir." They do this every day. This is their job. This is what they do. They sham. You buy a TV, a 55-inch TV, you turn around, and before you know it, they're installing a 50-inch TV in someplace where you can't take a video or pictures of it. You can't even prove that you gave. That's what they do here. These people, the old swamp and switch TV. Remember Maxwell Smart from Agent Get Smart? Oh, Chief, they pulled a swamp and switch, Chief. 99 is stuck. Mike Dowdy, welcome home. Jack Thompson, I'm home now. Okay, wait a second. Charlie Delano is here. We have a lot of comments. Rotten Bok Choy, okay, that happened at 9:10. John Blaze, they never give you. Hail, Aloe, John Blaze, the swamp and switch, John S. Thanks for the info. Big ups. Thank you, John S. Yeah, you guys should push the thumbs up. I'm giving you a good show here. And I'm telling you the truth. And I'm telling you what they do. I'm not making this stuff up. What do you want me to do? Document everything that I do every day, every word of what I say? I was in the city yesterday. We had no internet half the day in the city. I know a guy, DNC. Once I bought corn at a farmer's market in Minnesota, says Scott Del Fuego. The farmer switched the corn and gave me old junk corn, not worth anything. Of course, because can you tell what's inside the husk? You got swamp and switch, Scott Del Fuego. Swamp and switch. You know that. You know that's going to be a topic, swamp and switch. DNC. I know a guy who got ShamWowed bad. He saw a young, pretty girl on a dating site, but got an old nag horse with 8 fouls. DNC. Come on, man. Don't do that to me. I wasn't paying it. The DNC, that you're a bad man. You're a very bad man. I was all in the swamp and switch mode, and I read that whole. I apologize to anybody's feelings that were hurt. DNC. Oh, he did. He did. Oh, you guys, Flying Circus. Uncle James sold them an old gray mare. What is it with you guys? Give that victim a break. He's a victim. He's a victim, I tell you. I got a video with Sam Vakman, who's a psychologist, talking about victimhood, coming up. Dennis Adams, stopping by to say hello. I'll watch this later. Hello, Dennis. Did you see a piece of bone in those glasses? Arthur Yellow. When Fazio stuck his finger in the dripping, gooey, rotten hole in the stalk of the bok choy, it reminded me. Oh, God, Arthur, that was cold, man. That was really cold. Oh, God, Arthur, Jesus Christ. So, DNC is telling you how to pick up a lady in the make sure you pick up their skirt and check. DNC, you know what? That never happened to me. I'm one of the first questions that I ask if I'm in a bar or talking to somebody outside, not a bar, but the Cheeky Huts. One of the first questions that I ask them, because in Alona Beach, There are ladyboys that look like women, and you are not going to be able to tell the difference so easy. So I always ask them. In fact, the woman that I bought my tickets to go to Vietnam, there was another woman in her store that was a ladyboy. But you couldn't tell. It was daytime. It was in with the sun beating through the windows. It would be hard pressed to tell. So if you guys come to the Philippines and you don't care one way or the other, then don't ask. But the first thing that you should ask a woman, unless she's really looks like a woman, but if you have a question as to whether or not what gender that person that you're speaking with is, you should ask that question. They will always tell you the truth. Online, they will always tell you the truth. In person, they will always tell you the truth. And if they walk up to you to pick you up, they won't. If they try to pick you up walking down the street or in a supermarket, they will say, "Sir, are you interested in a ladyboy?" They will ask you. They will not pretend that they're a woman. But if you meet them in a bar, they might do that. So I have had people walk up to me and ask me, "Am I looking for a ladyboy?" And they are the ladyboy. Now, so they have. I've not run across one that has lied. So you should be aware that that's possible. You won't offend them at all. Scott Del Fuego says you have to watch out for all the scams and cons in the Philippines. I am going to be one of the most prepared first-time tourists in history, listening to the warnings of @Alpha Male Fazio. There's so many. You know, I would have never thought she would have done that. Never. Never would I have thought. Now, another big scam is the calamansi scam. You can walk. Now, this lady, I did not buy calamansi from the ShamWow Bok Choy scammer, Swamp and Switch scammer. I bought calamansi, not flora, dahlia. Dahlia is a flower. Flora is a kind of vegetation. I don't know if that's their real name or not. But I buy Henry's store, which no more, Flora and Dahlia. And other stores too. Depends on who's available, what they got. Not everybody has everything every day. Sometimes you go to buy a big screen TV and all they have is an old TV that's been hanging on somebody's wall for a couple of years. And you got to take the old TV and give it to the children, according to Roberto. I don't think that was right, Roberto. You're a bad man. You have no proof that happened, Roberto. Now, going back to Scott, that's true, Scott. Flying circus. DNC might be an extra size. Moving on past flying circuses comment. Jack Thompson, I'm home now. I was busy trolling Big Kevin's channel. Well, thank you very much for that, Jack. Thank you for putting up the good fight. He has really, you know what, all kidding aside, when you think about what Big Kevin does, in actuality, he's a ShamWow host. That's all he has no real personality, maybe 2 or 3 minutes of his, the rest of it is just bringing on trolls. That will never happen on my channel. There will be nobody coming on trolling the kind of evil, negative trolls that Big Kevin has on. I will never have that on my channel. Mike Dowdy says, if Jerry's not there, Jack Thompson, I get bored and leave. You're always zinging Jerry anyway. Thank you for that. Scott Del Fuego, I never been rude to a guy, and you know what? This is what Big Kevin did to Scott. Because I destroyed the reputation of Karen in my mind, and to my subscribers, and to the people that watched the flying circus video. Even before the flying circus video came out, I destroyed the reputation of the Giga Ego. And I did it on purpose because he called me a liar and he said that Daisy May had slept with every man in the hall. Not allowed. Not allowed. Don't talk about Daisy May. Maybe you guys still don't get it, but you will. So, but then when Flying Circus came out with the end-all be-all of the video of talking about Princess Anne and Honeyco, that stuff is a no-no to talk about topics like that. And that guy destroyed their reputations, and they're still friends. One of them is still friends with him. And that's Big Kevin's main supporter. So Big Kevin, he gets a pair of knee pads every day, and he gets on the horn with the Giga Ego, and they give each other, they compliment each other in multiple ways, I'm sure. Because there's something sinister, you could say, or something otherworldly, you could say, or something nefarious, you could say, or something unholy alliance between the Giga Ego and everybody that praises him on every channel, be it man or woman. Nobody in their right mind would have listened to Flying Circus's video and not come to the conclusion that that man has psychopathic tendencies and possibly psychopathic personality traits. Nobody would come to, and yet they go on a third-party channel praising the Giga Ego. So, we're going to have to just live with the fact that these are all these people have psychopathic tendencies. And I'm okay with that. But now that it's been proven, now that the time to take sides, at least mental sides, has come and gone. You already know what he is, and you know what his followers are. They want to come to the Philippines. They want to have relationship with little girls. They want to pay little girls for to keep them company. If that's what they want to do, and that's what the host of the show allows that to happen, I got to wonder why. I have to wonder why the host allowed that person to come on after knowing what she did and listening to the video that she had to hear. It was all over YouTube. Why would she allow that to happen? One can only imagine or guess, because if I was to make a guess, I would be making an assumption, and I don't want to make assumptions, but there is something wrong with that picture. Moving on. Hail Allo. Allo, hail Allo, says Mike Dowdy. Jack Thompson, yeah, he makes fun of you as well. That's right, Jack. If Jerry is there, I want to go away. Well, yeah, Flying Circus and I agree on that piece of work. That guy, Jerry, he's a troll, but he's a low-class troll, okay? In order for him to praise the Swamp and Switch Master, that's sick stuff, Jerry. I hope you're listening. You are a sick individual. You and Gogo Boba's sister to believe, to praise the Swamp and Switch guy and build up his integrity as if he was a normal blogger. That's wrong. And you have lost any whatever respect I had for you. You will never come on my channel again. You will never hear anything positive. Not that you care, because low-class people don't care when you call them low-class people, because they're low-class people. And that's part of their low-class nature. Yeah, Jerry and Gogo, by praising him and building up his self-imagined ego. Look, the guy's a Swamp and Switch Master 5000. Let's not make any mistake about that. If John Blaze calls somebody a Swamp and Switch, it's because they are a Swamp and Switch type of guy. Not that there's anything wrong with being a swamp and switch type of guy. Like we went over yesterday, that most people that are psychopaths and or NP3 personality disorders that also have a satanic background in verbiage and lectures and seances and stuff like that. Most people that are involved with the satanic nature of the universe are also gay. Not that there's anything wrong with being gay. It just happens to be that Aleister Crowley was gay. And he is the leader of the swamp. He is the leader of satanic exercises, things like that. So I read all about Aleister Crowley. I've told you before, you people think I'm kidding. I have watched black magic rituals in the room while they took place, while they were trying to recruit me, of all people. Michael Fazio, the bearer of light. He who is Michael, he who is likened unto God. Look up the word Michael, the archangel Michael. He who is likened unto God, or God itself, the archangel Michael. Look that up, that's true. They tried to recruit me into their black magic rituals. It's not going to happen. But I did enjoy the experience of watching all of that take place, because I did. I won't tell you what's involved. But it's pretty weird, man. They do some weird stuff. I don't want to get involved with the black magic rituals, but believe me when I tell you, these people get inside a big circle around an altar and they do some of the weirdest stuff. I wish that back in 76, 77, 75, 74, I wish there was cameras with video to do. They probably would have let us take video. They didn't care. But it was an experience that I've watched many black magic rituals, many. And I've watched many white magic rituals, and I've been to many Buddhist temples and watched their chanting and prayer. This is all stuff that's beyond the scope of most of you people. It's why I share it with you, but I don't share it all. Let's go back over to here. So now we're going to go on to Jack Thompson. Welcome home, Jack. Scott was saying, I've never been rude to the guy, and he talked a bunch of stuff against me, I guess because I'm a loyal friend of Michael Fazio, and it's just entertainment. No, that guy's just a creep. That guy has no personality at all. He runs a show of negativity. He allows people to say things that are not true on his show so that he can get super chat, because he himself, without all of his guests, is not capable of earning a living. The fact that this has been going on for years and his life has been subsidized by a possible psychopath based on the video comments that he made about Princess Anne and Honeycomb, I would say that the possibility of him being a psychopath is real. Okay? We're not talking about possibly real, but we're talking about it's possible that him being a psychopath is real. Why else would he have taken down all of his videos throughout all of time? Why else am I the only person on YouTube that had a copy of all of his psychopathic nature videos? Because I didn't do it in a malicious fashion. 5 years ago on the Big Cheese Show, I thought some of it was funny, but most of it, I just pushed the download button and went to sleep. Most of the stuff that you saw on Flying Circuses, the mayor of the other side of YouTube's videos of 5 days ago, most of that stuff, I never watched that. In fact, the video that Flying Circus got 12 minutes and 17 seconds of sound bites from, it was just one video of 50 53 hours of videos that I have. All of that was in one video. There's another video that I know I have somewhere that says that that guy wanted to make love to not one but two ladyboys. And there's nothing wrong with him making love to two ladyboys. It's what he wanted to do. It's what he said he was going to do. I don't know where that video is. I think I have it, but I'm not going to listen to 53 hours of that junk. It was the video I gave Flying Circus that he got all those sound bites. Was one video. One video. He got all those sound bites out. And that video was 5 hours and 5.5 hours plus, that one video. So I know I didn't listen to the video. I listened to the first 3 minutes. Hey, Fazio, look at my harem. That was enough for me. That's the only soundbite I was looking for. And then I passed the baton to the Flying Circus, the mayor of the other side of YouTube. Now we're going to talk about Donald Trump in a minute, because he got a new set of knee pads. We need to talk about him. Jack Thompson, ha, the swamp and switch. Yeah, the problem with bringing guests on my show, Jack, is I don't trust a lot of people. And bringing a guest on, they could put a link up that would destroy my channel. But, I mean, I would put you on, but you don't want to go on my show. I'd put Scott or Mike on, but they don't want to go. John Blaze would be a good co-host. And I could probably do that. As soon as I'm done with this thing that I'm doing now, I'll probably go to guests. But I won't do it until one project is done, and then I'll start a new project altogether. And Jack, guests on Michael Fazio's show could be freaking hysterical. That's true. DNC's Human Circus. I had the opportunity. It was my opportunity to be a host to one of the most famous shows that Allo ever did. I had first option. And I said to myself, not only do I not have the Allo de Winter interview skills, but I don't really, that's just something that I wouldn't be interested in doing, because I wouldn't be good at it. I'm not a good interviewer. I might be a good entertainer. And to know that, I'd have to see some more thumbs up. But I'm not really, but I had the option. It was me who had the first option, just to let you know. And I passed on it because I'm not a good interviewer. But the opportunity may arise in person. I'm very shy when it comes to interviewing and talking to people on the internet. But in person, I'm not so shy. I'm not so, and that's gonna probably, you're gonna probably see some of that one day. So moving on, I was the one who gifted Allo. I gifted him that. He'd never forget that. One of his best shows. One of my best things. Allo, by the way, and I talked 2 days ago. Allo's very busy doing some stuff in Zurich or somewhere like that, one of them weird names. And he'll be back in a few days. Satanists are sneaky as the devil, says Scott Del Fuego. Scott put a link up there. Let's take a look at that link. Oh. Yeah, I don't. Mr. Crowley, Ozzy Osbourne. One of the greatest guitar solos of all times. I get chills listening to it. So Scott's link is Ozzy Osbourne. I saw Ozzy Osbourne back in the 70s. And it wasn't even Madison Square Garden. It could have been Fillmore before he became really famous. I saw a lot of shows back then. I don't remember. That part of my life, that's 50 years ago. I don't really remember everything from 50 years ago. So Scott's link is a valid link to go see. Scott posted a link of Ozzy Osbourne and the greatest guitar solo that he ever did. If you're interested, click that link. Jack Thompson says, Fazio was one of the most intelligent persons I've ever spoken to. We spend hours talking offline. And we do. We do. We spend a lot of time talking offline. But we don't talk about what we talk about offline online. Online is online. Offline is offline. It's like Gomez Adams when he goes into the basement. Old business is old business and new business is new business. We have to take care of old business before we do new business. Like that. DNC says, did the Satanists sit in a circle and sing Mushroom Man songs with an 8-year-old boy? That sounds like something a lowlife would do. I got to read that again because I don't think I understand. Did the Satanists... A Mushroom Man song was not invented until just a few years ago. What? There's another Mushroom Man song? Is that what you're trying to say? There's an older version of the Mushroom Man? I think you're thinking about the Muffin Man song. No, they didn't sing the Muffin Man song. The Mushroom Man song was just recently created by a blogger on YouTube. I got to shut this light off. Hold on. And then the Mushroom was just, it's a recent additive to YouTube television. It's not an old, you're thinking about, what you're thinking about is the Sesame Street, the Muffin Man song. No, I don't even know if Sesame Street was around. This had to be 1974, maybe. I don't think it was even up to 75 because the woman that did the thing in the circle, her and I spent quite a bit of time together. And I don't remember that we went out on the boat with me and my guru, Norm Tolson, and Freddie is a woman. Freddie was a Jewish woman he married and had a baby with. But me and the high priestess, she did not reveal all of that stuff until we became good friends. And then she revealed all that crazy stuff. I didn't know. She was really pretty too. I got to tell you that. She was really freaking pretty. She had a lot of money too. I don't know where she got her money from. She had an apartment like on 80th Street and 2nd Avenue in a beautiful, big, giant, one of those 3-floor, 4th-floor walk-up brownstones. I don't know where she got her money from. She didn't work. And she came to the classes every Tuesday and Thursday, 12 hours a day on Saturday and Sunday. At that time, I was still living home. I didn't move out until I was 19. And that I was only 17. And I was in high school. She was in her late 20s when I met her. But anyway, moving on. Now, the Satanists didn't sing the Mushroom Man song. And I'm not sure that the Muffin Man song was on Sesame. I don't know a lot about the Muffin Man. I know a lot about the Mushroom Man song. I know it cost somebody quite a bit of angst. But that was not my fault. I never sang the Mushroom Man song. I am not the singer of the song. I'm not the Paul Simon of the singer of the song. What was that guy's name? Paul Anka. He's the guy who sings the songs, I write the songs that sing the song. What was that guy's name? Rod Stewart? Oh, that's the guy who sings the Mushroom Man song's favorite singer. No, that's not that guy. He didn't sing the songs. I write the songs that write the songs. Song Mr. Crowley is written about Aleister Crowley, says Scott Del Fuego. So the song... That's not it. Let's go back over here. Let's get this, let's open that up in a new link. Let's see what Scott is talking about here. Ah, 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 this is the Ozzy Osbourne song, Mr. Crowley. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go get water. You guys click that link and you watch this video for Scott. I got to get water. I'm thirsty. Plus, I got to put the double fan on. I'll give you guys a minute. The song is 5 minutes long. I'll turn this around but in a minute. But in the meantime, you go look at Ozzy Osbourne's Mr. Crowley song. I think Scott's onto something now. Hold on a minute. I got to get water. And then I'll tell you guys what I did yesterday. I did a lot. I did a lot. It's too cold to drink all at once, I'll tell you that. I was going to do it, but I'm not doing that. It's way too cold. Okay, I'm going to turn this around. Take a look at the screen. Yeah, I'm going to look up now when Ozzy was in. It had to be 74, 75. Okay, Ozzy. I know I saw Black Sabbath. The Beacon Theater. That's possible. What? Yeah, okay. The hell with that. Okay, let's go back over here. Man. No, I seen Sabbath. I don't know where it is, but I know I saw him. All right. I, couldn't be the 80s. Could it? Nah, it was not the 80s. Anyway. New York City, 1970, 71, I think. Nah, I don't remember that. Could have been, though. That's Asbury Park. That's that part of America. Don't remember. Don't remember where I saw him, but I know I seen him. And I actually watched him sing War Pigs. All right, moving back to the comments. Yeah, that, why I can't remember it is probably because I was actually not myself that night. I can't believe I can't find that. 1970 news dates, tour dates. Where is this one? Here we are. Location. New York City. 1970. Could have been. Plainfield, New Jersey. I've seen him. I know I saw him, but that day, the Fillmore, that's where I seen him, at the Fillmore East. That was downtown New York City. Okay, that sounds more familiar. And I guess it could have been then, because we were definitely going to concerts all through high school. And concerts were only about $8. I bet that $8 for a concert back then. Yeah, probably was the Fillmore. A lot of concerts took place at Asbury Park, which I only went to once to see Bruce Springsteen. The Fillmore East, I would go to, and the Garden many, many times. The Garden had a concert every month. A big tour every month came through there. But it had to be the Fillmore back in 1970. And I would have been 15 at the time, and that would be about right, because we started going to concerts back then when we were 13 or 14 years old, all through high school. Scott, Mike Dowdy seen Ozzy Osbourne in 1992 with Type O Negative. Then I went to the Ozfest 3 times. Wow. See, when I think I only saw him that one time. But as a child, and under the conditions that I went, I have trouble remembering that day altogether. It was Electric Ladyland, my friend. I saw Ozzy with Rob Zombie in Rosemont, Great Illinois. Wow, a lot of us saw Ozzy Osbourne. DNC, Scott, Mike Dowdy, myself. Oh, man. That's interesting that all of us have seen Ozzy. I remember Ozzy Osbourne doing the song War Pigs. I don't remember if he did it at that concert, though. I don't remember I know I saw him. I went. I don't remember. Let's see. When did that song War Pigs come out? War Pigs. I think that was a few years later. That was toward the end of high school. But it was definitely about the Vietnam War. Let's see. $1970. Maybe I did see him do War Pigs. I gotta tell you, I don't remember. I remember going to see him. I remember what happened when I was there. And somehow I got home. And I don't remember much more than that, other than him being on this. See, if I tell you what happened, then we'll have that freak talking about it, making hundreds of videos about it. The freak has nothing else to do with his tiny little life. So let's go back over here. Let's go over here. So maybe I did see War Pigs, but I got to tell you, Barry Manilow, yeah, he writes the songs. If anybody, I've never seen Barry Manilow concert. If you guys ever seen Barry Manilow, don't talk to me about it I mean, he was a good entertainer, but I don't want to talk about him. Fucking Barry Manilow. Barry Manilow reminds me of Rod Stewart. Rod Stewart reminds me of gay men and gay concert goers. And not that there's anything wrong with being gay. And also, Rod Stewart reminds me of being gay because, let me tell you what happened with Rod Stewart. Now, they tried to take this off the internet. When I was a kid, I did not see Rod Stewart. I saw a Rod Stewart lookalike in Key Largo. But when I was a kid, Rod Stewart had to go to the hospital and have his stomach pumped. Okay? And that was because he consumed the bodily fluids of somewhere around 50 men, if that's true. I don't know if the story's true. But he got an awful tummy ache. He got an awful stomach ache. Now, after that story, I never wanted to see Rod Stewart. But there's a guy on YouTube, and he loves Rod Stewart, and he loves Jerry Seinfeld. And I'm not real sure why, but I don't want to hear about it if you went to a Rod Stewart concert. The only time I ever saw a Rod Stewart anything, there was a guy named Rogo, R-O-G-O, Rogo, which is that guy, the only name I ever knew him by. And he was really, really, really big. He was a big dude, like some stupid 6'5" like that. And he was a bouncer, not at Coconut Bar, but he was a bouncer at the roughest bar in the Upper Keys, a bar I think I only went to once or twice. It was near Holiday Isle. I forgot the name of the bar. Because it was a motorcycle bar, and I don't have a motorcycle. I never had a motorcycle. I'm never going to have a motorcycle, and I'm not a motorcycle person. But it was a motorcycle bar. Rogo was the bouncer there. Anyway, But being that I worked at Coconuts, Rogo, myself, Bush, the bartender, Mary, Bob, the other doorman, because we worked in bars, we were all friends because our night ended at 2 o'clock in the morning in the Florida Keys. You had to close down the bar. But then our night began because at 2 o'clock we would go over to another bar that was open until 6 o'clock in the morning. So, or hang out by the pool, or hang out at Sharky's at the tables of Sharky's Bar and Grill, but not, the Sharky's was closed. So our night started at 2 o'clock in the morning. So Rogo, he was a very violent man, to say the least. He loved fighting. That's why he was a bouncer at that bar, because he could practice. So there was a concert, a Rod Stewart lookalike at Coconuts Bar and Grill in Key Largo back in the 2000s. Had to be 2000, 2001, could have been 1999. You could look it up on Google. And this guy looked like Rod Stewart. And Rogo did not like Rod Stewart. So he caused a disruption in the audience that caused a riot in the bar. And he was screaming at the Rod Stewart lookalike and singer. And now this guy was a well-known Rod Stewart impersonator. There's a lot of people that like there's a guy on YouTube that impersonates being a man. He's not quite a man, but sometimes. Well, anyway, so there's Rod Stewart lookalikes. So Rogo started screaming stuff out at the stage, and I was in the back with Tommy, who was my boss's brother-in-law. He was a mailman. Bush was bartender. Mary was bartender. Bobby, the other doorman, we were working the door, and a couple of other guys were in the back of the stage. Was in the front. The door was not far from the stage. You could see the bar from the door, and you could see the stage from the door. That's why they put that where they were, so you could see both things. And he started a ruckus, and Rod Stewart's bodyguards, or bouncers, his entourage came over and started telling Rogo to knock it off, because Rogo was throwing stuff at the stage. Not bottles, but just throwing, booklets and stuff like that at the stage and screaming stuff out, asking Rod Stewart to give him pleasure and so on and so forth. But he was caused. And then a couple of the guys came from the stage, and Rogo went through them like they didn't exist. They were all fall down. They all fall down. So that was the end. Then, oh God, the big tall guy. What was that big tall guy's name? Jewish guy. There was Mo. He was an Iranian or Arab or Indian. He owned the bar with Mel and the other guy's name. Mel and Mo. Now I like both of them, and they came over and asked Rogo. You don't tell Rogo anything. They asked Rogo to leave, and he left because he liked Mel and Mo also. I mean, everybody. We all worked in the bar. We were all friends. So Rogo, when Mel and Mo came, they were both in the bar. Mo used to stay outside the outside bell, and Mel used to watch the register. Mo watched the outside cash registers, and Mel watched the inside, or vice versa. So they know that not so much stuff was being given out free drinks. And you could give out free drinks. They could give out free drinks, but you had to buy 5 to get 1. So Mel and Mo came and asked Rogo to leave, and Rogo left. And then we all We all laughed about that for years. But the concert was pretty much over. Most everybody left because when Rogo went through those bounces, nobody wanted to be in the bar anymore. Everybody just walked outside to the outside bar. And then that was pretty much the end of the concert anyway, I guess. But Rod Stewart, lookalike, he left also. He didn't want no part of that. He was afraid that I think Rogo was coming back. No, so DNC, no, the Satanists didn't sing the Mushroom Man song. The Mushroom Man song, that came much later. Hold on a minute, I gotta get, where's my water? Where's my water? Here it is right now. The Mushroom Man song came much later. You're thinking about the Muffin Man song. You're causing disharmony on my channel, DNC. There's a guy out there claiming right now to be a victim. Oh, that is so cold. This whole thing is ice. Ice. See the ice in there? See the water? And the ice, watch. Real men could take 4 gulps and 7 bubbles, but they couldn't finish this. Watch this, 4 gulps, 7 bubbles. Real men. Real men. Not swamp. Not a swamp and switch type of guy. I'm not that. DNC. Scott is giving him 100% thumbs up. Excuse me. Did the Satanists sit in a circle and sing the Mushroom Man songs with an 8-year-old boy? That sounds like something a lowlife would do. Well, that Mushroom Man song, I have to tell you, the guy who created that Mushroom Man song probably wishes he didn't create that song. He was the guy who sang the song. I will tell you that was his favorite thing to sing for a very long time, and that thing zinged him good. Bited him in the buttocks. It did. Human Circus, says Scott, 100%. I'll come on your live show, says Jack Thompson. Hey, Jack, okay. You can come on. Squillum, how's it going, Fazio? Doing good, Squillum. Today, I got to go over what I did yesterday. I did 13 things yesterday. All of them was successful except 3. So 10 out of 13. Jack says, Fazio, you're far from shy. Scott says, the Mr. Crowley song is written about Aleister Crowley. I'll have to listen to that later, and I'll review it. Thank you, Scott. DNC, I got thrown out of an Ozzy concert. It was his Blizzard of Oz tour in 1981. By 1981, I went to Pink Floyd concerts. After the early 80s, I only went to Pink Floyd. I did Pink Floyd every time they came to New York, the Coliseum, or Roosevelt City Stadium in New Jersey. Every concert. And if there were 3 concerts at those 3 places, I got 3 tickets to go to those 3 places. One friend of mine worked for Ticketron, Johnny the... By 1980, I was long-term friends with Johnny the Undertaker, and he would get tickets for anything we wanted. But nobody else that I hung out with that crowd went to Pink Floyd. I've got tickets from my Howard Beach friends. My Brooklyn friends were not into Pink Floyd at all. But so by the 80s, I would go to a Ozzy Osbourne concert if there was one in New York, but mostly it was Pink Floyd. I remember I was big into Mountain, and I was very, very big into Blood, Sweat, and Tears. And I saw them at the Jersey City Stadium. I remember that night because I ended up I ended up in Jersey City, handcuffed to a bench in a police station in Jersey City. And I did not get arrested, though. But I remember that concert. And I remember it because the guy who I was with, Eddie, who was making man love to Tommy, he got into a fight with one of the bouncers. And he beat up the bouncer. He beat the bouncer up pretty bad. And then both of us got taken to the police station because Eddie beat up the bouncer. I had nothing to do with that. He got arrested. I didn't get arrested. But my dad had to come and get me out of the Jersey City lockup. And they said, your son was with this guy, but we didn't arrest him because he had nothing to do with the fight. But Eddie had beat the bouncer up pretty bad. And the bouncer, I don't know why Eddie beat the bouncer up. So Eddie had on one of those jackets, a suede jacket with the fringes on it. I don't remember a lot about why that happened, but the guy said something about his jacket, and before you know it, the two of them were fighting, and one of them fell off the mezzanine section down to the next section in the bleachers. It was a bad thing. And that's why I didn't get in trouble, because I had nothing to do with that. And the other bouncers, the other people said he had nothing to do with it, but we were together. Go figure. Eddie got in a lot of trouble. Not me. I never get in any trouble like that. But that guy started the fight with Eddie. No doubt about it. And eventually the charges were dropped because enough people came forward. Even the other bouncers that were there came forward to say that guy targeted Eddie for some reason. No one knows exactly why, or I don't remember. But the guy did fall down like 12 feet. Fucking Eddie. My dad had to drive all the way from Howard Beach to Jersey City to get me out of lockup. My dad was not the happy camper. Matthew, the pilot, the guy who flies the 707 refuelers, he was there. I was there. Eddie was there. That was it. It was just the three of us. And Matthew went to the car and was waiting at 6 o'clock in the morning. It was sunlight. The sun was coming up. My dad had to drive to Jersey City. I remember my dad was upset. He was very upset. And he's going, I got to go to work. And I couldn't find my car because I forgot where I parked my car. Everything, all those streets look alike at night. So my dad finally found the car. Matthew was sitting on the car. Eddie's dad had to go get him out of jail. And my dad man, I got grounded for that. I got grounded for like a month. I was like 17. I had my GTX, my 446 pack GTX. So I had to be 17 or 18. That was in high school. God, did I get in trouble for that. You got thrown out of an Ozzy Osbourne. That brought back some memories, DNC. Thanks for the memories. Thanks for the memories. Mike Dowdy says, I first seen Ozzy in 92 with Type O Negative. Then I went to Ozfest 3 times. I only saw them that one time. Scott saw them in Illinois at Rosemont, Illinois. Jack Thompson, number 1. You're number 1, baby. I dig the keyboard. Says Squillum. Okay? I guess that's because of the song. I didn't listen to the video. I don't remember the song. Mr. Crowley, what goes on in your head? I guess that's some of the lyrics from Mike Dowdy. Wow, I got comments. Ha ha ha, warm up that damn water. Oh yeah. Well, I have another bottle of water. I'm just not that thirsty today. I had a bottle already. Today I got up at 4 o'clock this morning. I went to bed last night. Oh God, living here in the Philippines is tough. I'll tell you what I did yesterday, then I'll go back to, I did 13 things yesterday. I got up, I went to hospital number 1 to see my regular doctor of 5 years, or a doctor at hospital number 1. And I go there, and Michael, the nurse, the head nurse, was sitting outside the hospital. And I said, Michael, give me a number and check my blood pressure. And he goes, there's no doctor today. So I said, okay, when will the doctor be back? So long story short, come back next Monday. So I want to go to see a doctor. I need to get ciprofloxacin. I need this. This is what I need. And I want ciprofloxacin 500 milligram tablets. And I need these because the infection on my leg, it flared up last week, and I wanted to address that issue. So the doctor wasn't there. So there was another guy there, and he was waiting for how long? I got there at 7:20 in the morning, 7:20 a.m. The hospital opens up at 8, but the doctor I wanted to see wasn't coming in that day. So the other man says, when will the doctor be there? Michael says, he won't be in today. And so however long that guy was waiting, he's going, I've been sitting here. Remember I told you a story last month that I sat in front of a hospital and they told me sit down and wait a while, but there was not going to be a doctor available that day? So they did the same thing to this guy. They just told him to wait a while. So he's standing there at the hospital. He stands up. He says to Michael, when do you think the doctor will come? Michael says, the doctor's not coming. Now, I just asked Michael that question. He said, come back next Monday. That's when the doctor's going to come back. Maybe, maybe not. So the guy says to Michael, well, where will I go to get antibiotics? So I start talking to the guy, and he says, excuse me, I'm asking him a question. So I said, okay, I know where to buy antibiotics, but you need to get a doctor. And I know where there's a doctor that you can come and see. I'm going to that doctor now. But he says, excuse me, I'm talking to Michael. Okay. So I walk away. He walks away. Michael tells him to go to Dr. Botts. Dr. Boots or Dr. Botts. So I walk away and I hear this and I stop. And the guy goes, what's the doctor's name? And Michael says, Dr. Boots or Bots, something like that. I couldn't hear it because I was 25 feet away. So the guy walks away, and I'm going to tell the guy where to get medicine, and I'm going to tell him where to go right now. I'm going to tell him where the doctor's office is. And he goes to me, do you know where to get medicine? I said, well, do you have a prescription? He goes, no. I said, well, then you got to go to a doctor. He goes, well, where is this Dr. Botts? And I told him, didn't you ever watch Johnny Carson? And he goes, yeah. I said, well, you need to go find Dr. Vinny Boom Botts. And he goes, well, where is he? Now I know the guy. He's my age, our age, whatever. And he don't get it. He didn't know who Dr. Vinny Boom Botts was. So I told him, you go to the jeepney station and ask them where Dr. Vinny Boom Botts is. Because he said, excuse me, I'm asking this man a question when I was trying to help him, then I told him to go find Dr. Vinny Boom Bots, because I'm trying to help him, and he doesn't understand that he's not going to get any help from these people. They just made him wait an hour, and nobody was ever going to show up. So he took one for the Gipper. So now I got to go see a doctor in the city, and I got to get medicine anyway, and I got to find this prescription right here that nobody has. They gave me a prescription for this stuff here. About a month ago. Nobody has it. It's a kind of fluid you put on a wound. Protozoan 5,000 milligrams. Well, whatever it is, it's a liquid. Nobody has it. So they gave me a prescription for a liquid that nobody has. So now I'm going to go look for that liquid in the city. So now I go to the city. So far we have no luck. I get up at 4 o'clock yesterday morning to have breakfast, to get dressed, take a bath, and go to the hospital. I want to be there by 7. I get there at 20 after 7. I go to the city. I got my rotten vegetables, and I got rotten calamansi too, because the other lady, not Dahlia, Flora, had fresh calamansi. I said, is that fresh today? Yes, sir. But it wasn't. She mixed in the old calamansi with the new calamansi. I had calamansi. She gave me a bag also. And some of it was, when I woke up this morning to get calamansi from my water, some of it was already rotten. And it wasn't rotten yesterday. This stuff, calamansi goes off in 1 day, 2 days, like that. So I got rotten calamansi, I got rotten bok choy, I got good Napa cabbage. So now I get 5 kilos of bananas, and I get 1 bag of oranges. This is for the hospital that I'm going to next. The doctor wants to check what my leg looks like, but I don't have to get it dressed. And I don't need... I need a prescription for the ciprofloxacin, but I don't need to have the wound dressed. So he looks at it. He goes, it's looking good. We take care of the prescription stuff. And I give them, there's like 6 nurses. I gave them 5.5 kilos of bananas, and I gave the 1 bag of oranges to the doctor. Now, my next stop is the pharmacy. So instead of going back, they only gave me a 7-day prescription. So instead of going back, I want a 14-day prescription. I could take it for 14 days. But they would rather me come back to the hospital next week and ask them for another prescription, because that counts as, as work they've done, and they can bill anybody that's going to be billed for that office visit. And that's okay for me. That's fine for me. So I don't care, but it's going to the city. It's a 5-hour trip. Even you go there, you sign up online, you go there, you get your appointment at 9:30 online, and at 9:30 you're in the office usually. It's usually pretty close. And by the time you get home, it's a 6-hour day. I don't want to do that. So I go to the pharmacy, and that lady, who I've been buying pharmaceuticals from for going on 5 years now for my leg, I bring her one. Well, I said to her, do you have ciprofloxacin? She said, yes, sir. So she goes, how many would you like? I said, 7,000 pills. How many? 4,000 pills. How many pills do you want? 5,000 pills. So she tells me, we have this many pills. Would you like that? I said, yes, okay, that'll be fine. So I said, what would you like today, oranges or grapes? Because I bring them a gift as well. I know we have the ShamWow Swamp and Switch guy that doesn't believe, but next time I go, I'll show you. Not only that, but I but I buy other people vegetables as well. But those are the people I buy stuff from. So I give the lady the prescription, and how many people are working here today? 4. So I said, well, 1 kilo of grapes is normal. And then you want oranges? Yes, we would like oranges. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I go next door, and I go, what was that lady's? Estelle. Estelle is where I buy my grapes from. Estelle. And Estelle wants 300 pesos for the grapes. I said, Estelle, I tell you what, you give me the grapes for 250, I'll give you 1 haluk and 1 ACCUSE. She goes, no ACCUSE, no haluk. 250? Okay, 250. So, because I make her laugh, always say something silly, always laughs, always gives me a discount, always tries to overcharge me, but always gives me a discount. So now, there's another lady, I don't know her name. She don't talk. About 15 feet from Estelle. Very, very, much older lady, maybe her mid-70s. So now from her, I buy 1 bag of oranges. Because now I'm bringing the pharmacy oranges, and I already had 10 kilos of stuff that I brought from ICM. And I didn't know if that lady had ciprofloxacin, and if they didn't, I'm only going to give them bananas. I'm only going to give them a smaller amount of grapes. I'm going to buy 1/2 kilo and oranges. Okay, if they have the ciprofloxacin, what I want when I need, I buy them 1 kilo. Okay, so now I get the grapes, and I go to the other lady, and I said to her, how much? And she tells me 100 pesos for a bag of oranges. I bring back the oranges and the grapes to the pharmacy, and they have my order ready. I pay for the order, and I leave. So that's done. Now I want to go to my next stop, and I want to get money from an ATM machine. Well, no ATM machines had money yesterday. So I used my card, the next stop. But the thing that upset me with the ATM machine is the guard that stands next to the door that looks at the ATM machine all day, that just saw the person in front of me walk away from the ATM machine. He knows there's no money in the ATM machine. You can't put money in that ATM machine. And the ATM machine was not given receipts. So I put my card in, punch in my number. I wait a long time, almost 45 seconds. This machine is out of money. Please try another machine. It says it on the screen. I said to the guard, did you know the machine has no money? No receipts today, sir. So they know they know the machine has no money, and they know the machine has no receipts, and they let everybody walk up to the machine, put the card in. They don't say a word. And they're only like 3 feet from the machine. They're standing here. The machine is here. It's like they're 3 feet away from the machine. What is it with these people? Take a piece of paper, write down, machine has no money. You know, instead they watch all day. They will watch people waste 2 or 3 minutes of their time all day without saying a word. It's not just there. It's everywhere. When the machine is out of money, no guards ever tell you that the machine is out of money. Ever. They will never say it. You ask them, the machine is, yes, sir, the machine's out of money. Well, that's after you already know the machine is out of money. Why don't they tell you before? Why don't they put a piece of paper on the thing? Why don't they just say out of order? They won't do it. I have no idea why they won't do it. This is going on since the day I moved to the Philippines. 75% of the machines work, 25% of the machines don't work, and you don't find out. There's no way if it doesn't work, it's an ATM machine. They could put a program in that says this machine is out of money, but they don't do it. Before you even put the card in, this machine does not give receipts before you put the card in, but they don't do it. The app won't do it. The ATM machine company won't do it. The guards won't do it. Nobody will tell you. That is one of my pet peeves. 5 people online, nobody will ever tell you the machine doesn't work, and everybody waits, and then they walk away without telling you that the machine doesn't work. It's a weird country. Scott Del Fuego says, Ozzy got fired from Sabbath in 1979 and went solo in 1980. I read that when I was reading that stuff before. Jack, you're a Lawrence Welk type of guy. I think he was a great entertainer. DNC says about that time, Swamp and Switch was rocking at Captain and Terrell and David Cassidy concerts. That guy was a little bit light in the loafers. David Cassidy, not the Swamp and Switch guy. Well, maybe that guy too, but I don't know for sure. Hey, Mike, what happened to your Ritz Cracker video? It was the first video I ever saw. It's gone now. That's on Hoodwinked by an Angel. I tell you what, I'll write it down. I'll make it private and send it to you if it's offline. I don't know. I wrote it down. Mike Ritz. I'll look for the video. I could have had, I think that was the one where I had the Aunt Jemima, the kind of bow tie on my head, like a scarf. YouTube. I could look it up right now. Let me go through a few more comments and I'll look it up. Liberace. Oh, he was a freaking fantastic pianist. I liked Liberace. I liked all that jewelry stuff. Bike Daddy Rod Stewart stole his hairstyle from Swamp Man 5000. Where the hair was halfway back. Who was it? Dave said you could land a 707 on his forehead. That was one of the funniest things I ever heard. That's true too, though. He's gonna have to start to do. Look at. I shouldn't talk. My hair's back. Look at my hair. From the time I was in high school, that Swamp Master's gonna have to start doing a comb over from the front. Look at my hair, but my hair, I don't like this to show you this. I'm gonna show it to you anyway, because I'm not embarrassed about it, but I will tell you that. Where is my marker? I'm gonna show you something. You guys are not gonna believe this. My hat was wet. My shirt's wet. That's why my hair is wet. It's not sweat. But let me show you something. Let me try to get. See this yellow marker? I'm going to show you. You see this? See how my head has got a red band around there? I was out in the sun the other day. I go out in the sun, believe it or not, and I walk on the beach. But let's just get this. Let me just try to show you something. Okay, look at this. See that mark there on my head, that yellow mark? My hair from the time that when I was in high school, that yellow mark was my hairline. Now, 50 years later, my hair's back all over here. My hairline receded. Darn near 3/8 of an inch. Okay? I'm thinking if my hairline recedes 3/8 of an inch every 50 years, and I have 7 more inches till I get behind my ears, let's say, right? So I take 7 times 8, that's 56 eighths, okay? I have to go, now we take 3/8 off of 56 eighths, we have 53 eighths. How many times does 3 go into 53? That would be 18, roughly. 18 would be 54 eighths. So 54 eighths in 54 eighths, or 18 times 50 years. So this is 50 years setback. 18 times 50, or 900 years from now, I'm going to be bald. At the current rate, Swamp Master 5000, he's got me beat by 875 years. That's probably the only thing he'll ever beat me at, but he definitely got me beat by 850 years. Because soon he'll be doing a comb over. DNC. You're bad, DNC. So Rod Stewart ate too many spernips. He did. Now, they are trying. Now, I remember the day he went into the hospital. Because, first of all, I never liked him. I don't like him, and I'm never going to like him. There's not a song he ever made. Not one that I ever liked. He was big on sperm. And they said, front page of the paper, Rod Stewart in the hospital, spernip poisoning. That's true. I remember like it was yesterday. I have a good memory. Rogo may have been the young bummer. You're dead now. Rogo was... Okay, there's always the other side of life. Rogo was a biker. He was a tough guy. He was a bouncer. That's how he made a living. And that he was a real bouncer. He was not the Barry Jourdain. Mike Dowdy. That's right, Jack Thompson. I go to the barbershop. I went to one barbershop for 37 years. He is a World War II and Korean vet. Took me a long time to find a new barber. I got a barber. I do myself. I have a video. Yeah, you see this little fella here? I paid $16 for this. This works just fine. Once a month, I hit my hair. I don't really care how it looks. By the way, I'm looking... Well, no, we won't talk about that. I am, Jack. I am trying not to laugh. Squellum is making you thirsty. That reminds me I need a little more water. Look inside that water bottle. That looks like something Rod Stewart would want. It's still cold. Okay, now. See, I talk about the ice and DNC asks about the ice. I freeze it down to below zero, minus 372 degrees below zero, at absolute zero. If I remember correctly, absolute zero is 372. It becomes infinitely small because the molecules coalesce. And then I warm it back up. I drop the coalesced batch of molecules back into the bottle. And then it becomes ice again. And that's how I keep my refrigerator cold with ice. I think 372. I know it's my daughter's. Wow, how did... Okay, so that's how it... Well, I'm way back on the comments. Mike Dowdy says maybe that was the Rogue Obama versus Rod lookalike Swamp Master 5000. Really started out on YouTube blocking a commentator. A new twist. That Swamp Master 5000, that's going to go with him. You know what I wanted to talk about, talking about Swamp. There's two people now removed hundreds of videos after I made the video about what a psychopath is, what a narcissistic NP3 disorder person is. Two people removed a total of hundreds of videos from their channel after I described what a psychopath personality is and what a narcissistic personality disorder is. Two people did the same thing. One guy thought he was getting away with it a long time ago when I talked about what a psychopath was. And I had all his videos, 53 hours of his videos. And the other guy just recently removed over 172 videos from his channel. He has 7 years of 5, 6, 7 videos a day. And now there's just a few great videos left for us to enjoy. All the videos where he was talking about me walking around in a kilt or a skirt, all that stuff is gone. He'll probably put it back up as soon as he gets a new batch and everything's all squared away. But that guy, that guy removed 172 videos that could have been deemed narcissistic videos, but why would he take them down if he didn't have paranoia? I don't understand why he would do. He did it anyway, though. Why? And then now you go, Scott's going to come on and say, why would you try to figure out what that guy does and why he does it? Because it doesn't make any sense. Never will. Scott always makes me see that. I read that they were trying to pass a bill where Medicare could be used outside the U.S. I don't know about that. That would be good for the people that have Medicare. Yes, Gwillem says, yeah, you had the Aunt Jemima. Okay, I'll look for that video now. Let me take a look here, Alpha Male. And then we'll go back to, I have other things I want to talk about. Donald Trump, he's got a new pair of knee pads, and he's working to save Israel firster. He's an Israel firster. That's for sure. What they're doing over there is sick. Absolutely. Roger Waters, that guy Robert Kennedy Jr., he had Twitter remove some of Roger Waters' tweets that were in favor, a long time ago, a couple of months back, that were in favor of Palestine and Gaza. Roger Waters always was and always will be. And well, he should be. But let's see where we are. Oh, I don't know that I could do this. Maybe I could do this. I don't know. I'm going to switch accounts. I don't think. I'm going to switch accounts. But you know what I could do? First, I could go to my videos. I don't think I have that video. I'm going to look up Ritz. R-I-T-Z. I know I have Ritz. Ritz Cracker Slips. Yeah, that's because it says Ritz Cracker Slips it in your... And It's talking about Ritz Cracker slipping it in something. It's on private. I'll send it to you later. Right here, private. Ritz Cracker, baby, there it is. One of my more famous videos. Rabbi Drew Barker headband. We still have that headband just above my head. Remember that? I had Mr. Obama going over there. We had a lot of stuff going on over there. Ritz Cracker slips it in, and I can't say the rest. Yeah, that's, they gave me, well, I got it on this channel, but it's private. It's going to stay private, too, until I review it. But, Michael, either way, you'll have a copy of the link in a few hours. Now let's talk about what's going on in Israel and Gaza, because that stuff is crazy stuff, what's going on over there. I mean, really crazy stuff. All right, let's close this out. Let's close out. So Donald Trump, we're going to go... Donald Trump has been called the first Jewish president of America. And I'm going to give you that link where the lady said it. So Donald Trump, and he's also been given the Zion, Z-I-O-N award. So let's go back over here to my community page. And then let's go take a look. No, that's not it. This is the one. Okay. In this video that I'm going to give you the link for now, Donald Trump is called our first Jewish president. He also won the Zion Award, whatever that is, and they are pretty sure he's going to be our next president. Robert Kennedy Jr. agrees with everything that Donald Trump, who is an Israel firster, believes in as well. So, here is the video. But we're not playing the video. Here is the video, right here, the name, and here is the link. And this is, in the first 5 minutes of this video, he is called America's first Jewish president, and also he 100%, no qualms, no doubt about it. Donald Trump is 100% in favor of anything that Israel needs. Now, the problem that I see there, from a political point of view, is that what you people have been doing when you were sleeping is a lot of you people have been sleeping on this. But I happened to I got home from work, from the city yesterday. We had a blackout. I don't know how long the blackout was for. I had gotten up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and when I got home at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I went to bed because there was a blackout. I just went to sleep, and I woke up like 8 o'clock at night. Then I stayed up and watched Israel strategy, and I watched the strategies about the war, what they're going to do. And I am right. I was right when I said it 4 days ago. This is going to eliminate Gaza. if it's up to Netanyahu, they are going to eliminate Gaza, period. It's going to be gone. So I said that a week ago, 5 days ago, 4 days ago, and I said that 50,000 people will be the casualties of this war. I'm probably wrong. It could be more. But because when I said it, I didn't even know that Iran was on Gaza's side. But since then, I've watched quite a bit of what's going on over there. Mr. Netanyahu wants to completely annihilate Gaza. Okay? Now, I've seen the devastation in Israel. One building. I've seen it 100 times on 30 different news stations. They keep showing you the same building. One building. That's it, just one. But I watched nighttime and daytime bombing of Gaza, one after the other, after the other, after the other, of missiles coming from Israel towards Gaza. And then today, this morning, when I got up at 4 o'clock, I watched more of the war coverage. There are completely blocks, complete swaths of land in Gaza gone. Nothing. 20, 30-story buildings completely destroyed. Hundreds of the buildings. But on Israel, just one building that I can see has been destroyed. And their plan is to completely remove Gaza from existence. That's what I believe. I don't know that to be a fact, but that's what I believe. And they are admitting that 450 shells hit Gaza 2 nights ago and 250 last night. And these are the big ones. These are like one shell hits one 20-story building, and one 20-story building is done. It's over. There's no electric, no water. Well, the water is shut off. The electric shut off. So they don't have, so they admit to 700 shells and then an additional 300 missiles. Israel. Now, Donald Trump Biden is going to resupply Israel for all the munitions that they use. Plus, they're giving them, they needed I think it was 200 million bullets. They're shipping 200 million bullets over to the soldiers for Israel. 200 million was one estimate. Bullets for the gun, like machine gun bullets and bullets and handheld weapons, and 200 million. But I said that the war would cost 200 billion. Oh, it'll cost more than that. And now, Iran, for those of you who are not familiar with what's going on over there, Iran has taken the side where they see Gaza's point of view, but they did not help Gaza launch missiles to Israel. However, the UN secretary 2 days ago came out and said that what Hamas did was wrong, with the caveat, the UN secretary said, but he has seen and listened to the grievances of Hamas. And he agrees that the grievances were real, but disagrees for what they did. But that's the UN secretary saying that. And that's on one of the videos from Jimmy Dore show. So it's the UN secretary of the United Nations in New York City saying that what Hamas did was wrong, but the UN secretary knows that there have been grievances for a very long time, and he understands those grievances exist. And the grievances were the elimination of land in the Gaza Strip. That's true. That's what Roger Waters has been saying for 10 years. That's why some of the Israeli students and some of the Israeli people protested against Mr. Netanyahu 10 days ago, because he wanted to eliminate some fail-safe mechanism that would stop taking land away from Gaza, and Mr. Netanyahu wanted to take that fail-safe away. And then there were riots or protests in the country against Mr. Netanyahu. And that's true, because every major news channel that's telling you the truth said that happened about 7 or 8 days ago, just before Israel was attacked. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Now, Iran, they want Israel to stop bombing Gaza. Russia said they want a diplomatic solution for Russia, for it to happen soon, too. They don't want to wait like 3 months. Iran and Palestine also want it to stop, but they did not say they're going to get involved with the war. But they want there to be a peaceful solution. Israel is saying, how could there be a peaceful solution? Look what they did. And Gaza is saying, well, we did this because you did that. That's a mess. The whole thing is a mess. It's a quagmire at best. And to those who have never delved into the dictionary too deep, a quagmire is like a briarwood. Who's going to explain to me what a briarwood is within the next 10 seconds? Start typing, because otherwise I think you're going to think it's a Google thing. So the guy who didn't delve into the dictionary and doesn't know what a quagmire is, it's a briar patch. And if you don't know what a briar patch is, I'll give you 20 seconds, and then I'll tell you what a briar patch is. A briar patch is a quagmire, except this is a physical and or mental and or political quagmire and or briarwood patch. There's no way out. Squillum. Thank you, Squillum. I'll get to that in a minute. Hey, little fella, let the gray out. Oh, yeah, look, I'm getting gray, too. No joke. See behind the yellow? Let me get the light on over here. Popeye gave me a compliment. He goes, Fazio is the only one that doesn't dye his hair. I got gray. Once Daisy and I were kidding around. We had one. Daisy and I have some, even just a few days ago, we laugh sometimes for a very long time. Like, some of our laughs go on for seconds, minutes. Anyway, Daisy one day said to me, she was tweezing my eyebrows. And I said, what are you doing? Because she was tweezing a lot. She goes, I'm going to pull all the gray out. And then I'm going to do your head. And I thought that was just so cute. Because if she would have pulled all the grays out on my head, it would take her months. And they'd just be growing back anyway. So we had a good laugh about that. I remember that. That was a good laugh. We had a good laugh the other day, but I can't tell you about what. It was about the Swamp Master, actually. So I read. Okay, that's about the Medicare. Squillum, yep, you had the Aunt Jemima hat on. All right, so Squillum, I'll get that link out for you. I love how you have thousands of hours of videos, says Squillum, out there, and you knew exactly which one I meant right away. Yeah. I mean, hey, ripple effect, thank you. Whoa, we got a pot. I remember all my videos because I made them. Just like I remember how many ribs were in my boat and what size screws I used, what kind of glue I used, how long it took me to build my boat. It was a 21-foot cabin cruiser. I could build another one in 1/3 the time. I don't want to, but I mean, but when you build something, when you make something, when you're proud of something, not when you're not when you. I took my videos down because YouTube would strike that video. That's why I took that video down. It was could be considered. I don't know that I'd get it struck, but it would be not monetizable. So what's, but it would also take away from my algorithm. Remember I talked about algorithms going back 3 years ago, and the idiot said there's no such thing as algorithms. Fazio just doesn't have a lot of subscribers. Now he talks about algorithms all the time. And why? Because he's a freaking idiot, that's why. And he never apologized for saying Fazio's a liar. But he will soon. You will see him back down. You will see him back down. Not bok choy, back down. He will back down. He will have a frown when the questions are asked and he has nowhere to go. He will either answer in the affirmative or he will slide away on the ground and slither and wither away. Answer the question, Swamp Man. We want you to answer if you can. Don't be afraid. It's only your ego. We know where you're going, and they're going to be there. Don't be square, be there now. Learn how to do meditation and be here now. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Be the man that my mother once was. Don't be afraid of catching a YouTube buzz. Don't take your videos away. We love them each day. They prove what a man has to say. The man who took 6,000 videos away from our watching pleasure shows you his YouTube measure. Ripple effect, we thank you much. Thank you very, very much. Ripple effect, I wonder if he drank Ripple. I remember drinking Ripple. It had to be the Belly Bomber wine of all time. Ripple wine was 35 cents a pint. For 70 cents, you could get tanked. Is it Ripple wine that he comes in and chimes with? Or is it ripple effect, as in the theory of relativity and how Light waves travel forever. Like sound waves, this bell is ringing in now, and also ringing in later. Forever and ever, alligator. Which reminds me of the man who had crocodile tears and cried for the last 4 years. Crocodile tears for everybody, I say. Stop taking all those great videos away. Polly Hogue, put them back up so we can laugh with you, not at you. Please put them back. Put on those great shoes. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Ripple effect. Yeah, there's a guy out there that had 6,782 videos, or 8,693 videos, or over 5,912 videos, and he took them all down after I did a video about what a psychopath, narcissistic personality disorder might display in video format. He went and took his entire video files off YouTube. We want your videos back, Jack. Thank you very much, Ripple Effect. Salamat. So let's, you had the answer. Okay, and then Squillum says, I love how you had thousands of hours of videos, but remember which one I meant right away. I do that with Scott all the time. I bet Donald Trump couldn't find Israel on a map. I couldn't. If you asked me where Israel was on a map, I could not find it. I would not be able to find it. I'm not kidding either. Okay, let's go back to the comments. Thank you very much, Ripple Effect. Salamat. Thank you, Ripple Effect. Thank you very, very much. Thank you a whole bunch. I see, let's see what we got here. Let's see, what, I didn't want that button. I want this button over here, trying to get up here. These buttons here. Who's participating? Flying Circus, Mike Dowdy, Ripple Effect. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, so thank you, Ripple Effect. Okay, they're talking about barbers and a bill for Medicare. I bet Donald Trump couldn't find Israel on a map. I bet that's true. I couldn't either, because I really don't care much about Israel. I've studied, all right, you guys, I don't know, we're going to read Scott's comment. You guys have no idea how much time I spent researching the Middle East crisis going back to 1957. In fact, there was a head of state of Israel, I forgot his name, back in the 60s, who was totally on the side of Palestine and Gaza, and knew back then and tried to pass a bill back then to stop, to make the Gaza land mass. I forgot the guy's name. Very famous man. That they gave Gaza a certain amount of land. And there was a very big head of state of Israel that said, we need to make this official that nobody can ever come in and take their land away, which is what the fighting is about today. And they never did it. And then since then, the land has been slowly taken away from the Palestinians. In fact, from Gaza. In fact, Gaza is the most populated piece of land on the flat earth. or the round earth, whatever you think that you think you could prove, but you can't prove that the earth is round. But we won't talk about that today. But Gaza is the most populated land. You look at the war videos. Every building is 25, 30, 40 stories tall. There's no land outside of Gaza. And all of the farmland where they grow dates, pistachio nuts, and cashews and almonds, it's all been taken away. They took away the water for the farmers to grow stuff. All they had left was city land and some small farms. So their land is maybe 15 or 18% of what it was back in 1960. So this is not the first time that land was taken away, not the first time they've had an injustice done to them. But it will be the last. There won't be anything left of Gaza if Mr. Netanyahu has his way. Scott Del Fuego says, you people should realize by now that Fazio is an absolute genius. I'll ding to that. Scott. Thank you, Scott. Let's see where that's going. He has genius eccentricity because he is not willing to be constrained by conventionality in his mental explorations. No, because, you people get lonely and you make hate videos or diatribes about other vloggers. And when I have nothing to do, I actually do research. And this stuff here that I'm talking about, Israel, this stuff I did because of the dollar bill back in the 90s. Well, not the 90s, a little bit in the 90s, but mostly in the 2000s. And then I realized when Obama got in for a second term, I realized that the jig was up, no pun intended, and that America, as we know it, is over. Look, you people have no idea the videos I took off Hoodwinked by an Angel. I talked about the infiltration of borders, American borders, in 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, like that. Thousands of videos. Because people like Dick Durbin wanted open borders. And the concept of open borders back then was to allow enough foreigners into the country of America to create what would they call a brown race. In other words, mix enough Africans and Spanish, Guatemalans, Chinese also, and Filipinos, but to a much lesser degree. And then turn America into the melting pot that they wanted it to be by bringing in many, many of the Muslim country people from the Muslim country, good God-fearing, good people, but change the demographics of America. And Obama wanted it to happen like overnight, and he basically opened up the borders. So their idea was to flood America where 35 or 40% of America would be non-citizens. And they would get the vote, and then it would also lower the IQ because they were overwhelming the schools with too many people in the classroom, too much welfare, too much subsidies for family food, too much rental payments for people, too much. They knew that was going to happen, and now it's happening. But it took an additional 6 or 7 years to make that happen in America. They wanted it to happen by the year 2015. and somehow it got slowed down. Now Trump says, the borders were the most. Trump is lying to you. Trump is the worst president we ever had. Worse than Obama, worse than Clinton, worse than Biden. He was the one who shut the world down. And I have an article. I have a picture. I'm going to show you a picture of Trump's buddy, Anthony Fauci. And how Trump and Fauci worked to lock down America hand in hand, side by side. They worked together. Okay, so thank you, Scott. I'll read that again. You people should realize by now that Fazio is an absolute genius, period. He has genius eccentricity because he is not willing to be constrained by conventionality and in his mental explorations. Thank you, Scott. No one ever did answer. My cousin Robert, I threw him into a briar patch. I'm not kidding. If any of them are still alive, my cousin Robert, it was probably one of the longest lasting memories in all of our family's history. I actually threw my cousin into the dead center, into the middle of a briar patch. And it took blankets and tarpaulins and boards to get him out. I'm not kidding. I'll tell the story. What was I going to go look for? I was going to go look for Good Morning Ripple Effect. Thank you. That's right, Michael. As long as it stays. I have a picture, I think, of Fauci. I have to look it up. Fauci. F-A-U-C-H-I. If I don't have a picture in my mail, I have a picture up on one of these. No. Okay. Okay? It's not in my mail. If I don't have a picture in my mail, I think I have it up on here. Man. There's no way I took that down. Let me look up the word picture. It was Oh man, I can't believe I didn't save that. I had to save that. Maybe I could do it a different way. Maybe I could put down Fauci. It's Fauci and Moloch. Okay, F-A-U-C Moloch. M-O-L-O. Oh man, I got a Fauci Moloch picture. I should have used it. Fauci has a picture of him going like this. Next to Moloch doing the same hand signal. Well, we're not going to find it. Oh, man. Fauci and the goat. Maybe goat. Maybe goat. Let me turn this around. I don't know why I didn't save this. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, it's Fauci and you know that the satanic goat. Oh man, I had it up on my screen. You know, when I had so many windows over there. I'm really upset about that. Well, I'm not going to find it. I'll find it and put it in. I'll find it in Fauci and Moloch goat picture. There's a picture with Fauci next to the satanic goat. Well, anyway, let's go back to the comments because we're not going to find it. They got this garbage. Okay, we're not interested in that. Let's go back to the comments. Hey, do you, ripple effect, sorry, I didn't, okay. Do you think expat trash is life beyond? No, I know it's not for a fact. I know who expat trash is. I'm about 99% sure. It's not. First of all, I was told who expat trash is the day, a week maybe before they became expat trash, number one. Number two, I've had many communications with expat trash. And I will tell you that Henry would not have responded. Although I don't talk to him either. I have not talked to him in going on 4 years. Nothing that him and I have to talk about. The last time I talked to him had to be three and a half years ago. Before he went to America, but I have nothing to talk to Henry about. But it's not Henry. I know it's not Henry because I've had many correspondence with expat trash. Not recently, but when they first started. I don't know. I don't watch anything from Life Beyond the Sea. I have not watched anything from him at all. Ever. Not and in 4 years. I've never watched a video. He's a manga. He always was a manga, but he was a manga with I mean, why would a full-grown man, as Barry would say, a full-grown man, why would a full-grown man want to go out with an 18-year-old girl? I just don't see the point of that. I've met women that are 18 years old, but it wouldn't interest me. First of all, I don't want to go through that raising a child again. So, I mean, if I met a woman that was 18 and I wanted to date her, I would, but I never met a woman that was 18 that I would want to date because it's just too young. Now, 10 years, well, when did I meet Daisy? 16? I met her right at, January 6th. I met her January of 2016. She was 21. She was pretty cool. She was very, very smart. And she spoke English. And she never asked me for money. And she had a grasp of the English language. And she never lied. And she always was there when she said she was there. She was a very mature 21-year-old woman. So, and meeting her, it was like being with a child at first. But then we got along really well. So, I mean, but did I ever meet an 18-year-old girl? Yeah, I met plenty of 18-year-olds. Did I ever date one? No. I can't get past the initial conversation. And Daisy and I spoke with each other an hour a day for 91 days before we met. She never lied to me. She never asked me for money. In that time, she was in the hospital with malaria, and she didn't even ask me for the money to pay for the hospital bill. And So she was a good woman. She spoke English, but she also could write English. She's brilliant when it came to typing English. She could write English better than she could speak it. But I've never met an 18-year-old woman in the Philippines. The ones I met, not a one of them spoke English. That somebody, Nana introduced me to an 18-year-old girl the day I moved into the Stanley house in 2014. She didn't speak a word of English, nothing. But she wanted to get married. And everybody says, yeah, she's a good girl for you. I don't want to meet an 18-year-old girl. That was Nana. And she turned out, she's my neighbor now, and we get along just fine. She has a little store up the block. She had 3 children. I know her husband. I've been friends with her husband for years. But I didn't want to meet, and she probably one of the prettiest girls in all of this neighborhood. Probably one of the prettiest women. Then and now, even after 3 children. But I would never date. But Henry, he liked those girls 18, 19 years old. I would just, that my kind of a mindset, for what reason? To form their mental, to form them mentally? I'm not interested in that. I wanted an intelligent girl. The next girl will be also able to speak English. I will never date another woman that doesn't speak English. Daisy spoke English and wrote English. But he has this propensity to pick up women that are much younger than I would. And plus, any correspondence that I've ever had with expat trash, I get a response from immediately. Because I'm pretty sure I know who they are. And I was told who they were, and they're all friends of friends. Henry, you can date. 2 different modus operandi, so it's not him. I don't think he would put that much effort into a non-paying process anyway, but it's not him. I heard he's back in the Philippines, ripple effect, and I wouldn't watch 10 seconds of one of his videos. What he's interested in is not what I'm interested in. Just would not, his type of content, even when I did talk to him once or twice, it was only because of a third party. Had nothing to do with me and him. Love you linked to the real president. Oh boy, we have a Vietnamese name here. Welcome, Naijan. Hello you. Welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Naijan Ang Vu Bong Tang. Type. Welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Cold Duck. God, I would have never remembered that name. I remember Cold Duck. I don't think I ever drank it though. I think that was more expensive. Cold Duck. I remember that. Wow, that's a flashback. DNC says Israel has been screwing the Palestinians since 1949. That's true, in my opinion. Then the Palestinians had 100% of their land. I wonder what the percentage is now. I think it's 18% of what they started with. DNC's, then the Palestinians had 100% of the land that they were given in something that was called I think it's 18% what they started out with. Flying Circus. Oh, Flying Circus. The mayor of the other side of YouTube is in the house. These people want to rid the world of us colonizers. We will see another tragedy from the invasion. You know what? Okay, so talking about the invasion of Gaza, right? This is a fact. You don't have to be a genius. Every 10 years, America does something to itself, to the world, to all nations that destroys what's going on at the time, that it doesn't fit their agenda. So what was going on 5 weeks ago, every day, day in and day out? What was going on? Okay, there was something going on 5 weeks ago. It happened. They did it. And if your house wasn't blue, and your carport wasn't blue, or your car wasn't blue, it was disintegrated. Okay? It was disintegrated. That was 5 weeks ago. Then everybody jumped on the bandwagon of what was going on 5 weeks ago, knowing that the possibility of a natural occurrence, such as what they said was a natural fire in Hawaii, is impossible. And now this. And that, my news feed, I would get 2 or 3 articles every time I... Here, look, watch me scroll into my news feed right now. I'm going to turn it around. My news feed, right here, I'm going to press YouTube. This news feed that you're going to see appear on the page would have every... All right, so we have... This one is a paid for advertisement. This is me. These next 3 and the next 3 after that. In the news feed of the top 9 boxes, 1 or 2 would have been about Hawaii. But now let's scroll down a little bit. We have nothing in row 1, nothing in row 2, nothing in row 3, nothing in row 4. Nothing in row 5, nothing in row 6, nothing in row 7, nothing in row 8, nothing in row 9, nothing in row 10, nothing in row 11, nothing in row 12, nothing in row 13, nothing in row 14, nothing in row 15, nothing in row 16, nothing in row 17, or 18, or 19. Or 20. Okay? The news media has eliminated Hawaii, even though I watch Hawaiian videos 2 or 3 a day since the very first day. The news media has eliminated Hawaii from the news stream completely. Gone. Doesn't exist. I have said this since I started studying about politics, religion, and who controls the world. In 2009, we had the housing bubble crisis. In 2012, we had Hurricane Sandy, which devastated the eastern seaboard. So then the housing bubble crisis destroyed most of America, and then Hurricane Sandy destroyed trillions of dollars worth of property. Then it was okay for about 5 years. In 2021, we had the lockdown. Okay? Now, in 2023, we had the fires in Hawaii. But that's not enough. They don't want you thinking about it. And now we have the war in Israel. Now, that's 17 pages that we just looked at. 17. 17 times 3 is 51. In 51 news feeds, not one Hawaii. Normally, I'd see 3 in the top 9 boxes. It's all gone. Now, I looked for it last night, and I found one about Hawaii on Jimmy Dore's show. but it was one from a week ago. They control your minds. They control your minds because you forgot all about Hawaii until I just mentioned it. Even though 100%, Hawaii was a man-made catastrophe. I'll prove that to you right now. Let's go back. I can't show you my mail, but I can show you this. Let's look up laser. How do you spell laser? L-A-S-E-R. Laser. Watch this. There's my news feed right there. I saved these in mails so that I can go back and look at them. Watch this. Laser beam stick house. Watch this. I gotta kill the sound. Watch what happens here. See this line coming down from the sky? Watch this. Watch what happens. Watch carefully. Look at that line of light coming from the sky. Look at what happens when it hits this house. Remember what Trump said? The devastation of the weapons that we have today are nothing like you've ever seen before. And he said that 3 years ago when he was president. He said, you have no idea the power of the devastation of the weapons that we have in our arsenal, which is why no one would attack America. This is a laser weapon. This is just a few weeks ago. It's 2 days old, but this video is just a few weeks ago. If you go, I'll give you the link. If you go here, let me see if I can. I'll get you the whole. Oh yeah, okay. Laser beam stress house. Let me get over here. I'll give you the link. Okay, I got to get rid of that. I got to go here. 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 Where's my video? What happened to my video? All right, we'll just do it like this. Okay, I lost the page where my video was. Don't matter anyway. Here it is. Nope, that's not it. Okay, this is not it. There it is right here. Okay. So let me give you the link. So this weapon here, this is a real weapon, and some people believe okay, I'll put this in the description box of my video as well. We have these weapons. I forgot how many joules they are. A lot of joules. How big the weapons, how powerful they are. But we can literally take a building, no pun intended, the size of the World Trade Center, and we could destroy it in seconds with one of these weapons. Okay. Okay, let's go back over here. Ripple effect, the Baphomet. Okay, so maybe it was Fauci and the Baphomet. Yes, you are right, ripple effect. Let's see if, all right, so that's the third one over there at the top there. Let's look up Fauci and the Baphomet picture. Let's look that up. Man, they're not going to give us this picture so easy. They're not going to give us that picture. Boy, I had that picture. It was pretty darn interesting, and I don't know where I put that picture. For Fauci is definitely part of the New World Order. There's no doubt about that. Yes, the Baphomet is right. That's correct. And I should have put it in my mail, but I didn't do that. What do we have? What's going on with this video here? Let's go see what's. I'm trying to find that picture. It could be in this news feed here. It might have been here, actually. I get a lot of stuff. It was Fauci and the Baphomet. And I don't know if you guys can Google it, but it was a picture of Anthony Fauci doing the hand signal of Moloch or the Baphomet, and how they were both exactly at the same exact pose, not any different from one another, with the same two fingers, with the way the thumb was crossed. You have to, in order for you to understand being a Mason, you'd have to understand that the way you put your fingers is also special. And no one would believe that you were a Mason if you just have even one finger off. Okay, I don't know where it is. It should have been before that. You know what I could do? I could do this. I could do this. I could do this. I can go to my history right now, and I could put Fauci in my history search box. Fauchi. And let's click that. It was yesterday. I'm not getting it. Okay. I'm not going to be able to find that. I'll find it for you another day. Okay. So let's go back over here. Let's get rid of this. DNC. I got what is that? Okay, let's go back down here. I'm losing the feed as well. Ripple Effect says yes. In this, I just lost the feed again. I did go to Globe yesterday. They are coming to replace my modem. I'm working off of data now. Rods from gods. That's right, Scott. So, yeah, look, we're getting a bad signal. It's not my modem because I'm not working off the modem. I'm working off of 100% data. So you guys can still hear me, and let me go back over to my notes. That was another thing I did yesterday. I had so much fun in the Globe store. Okay, so, the Swamp Master 10,000, he doesn't know how to interact with people at all. I mean, that's a given. So I'm in the Globe store yesterday. Now, I don't have a bill. I don't have a bill because I paid for my bill months in advance. But I want to pay. I think my bill would be due on the 16th if it was due. So I want to pay the bill. So I go to the guard. I says, where is the cashier? No, sir, she's not here. I'm going, but it's, what time was it? I got to the city at 9:30. I guess it was about 10 o'clock. Yeah, no, I got to the city before Bohico opened up. I was in the mall at 7:30 in the morning. In the mall. So Bohico opens up at 8, and I couldn't buy a load until after 8, so it was after that. So I go to Bohico, and she says, you don't have a bill. I said, well, let me just give you, I must have a bill. So she looked again, she goes, yes, you have a bill. Okay, so I guess the bill could be dropping tomorrow or something. I don't know. So I pay that bill. I go to Globe, and I tell the guy, look, I'm having troubles with my modem, and he starts laughing. But he's not laughing as hard as the guy that's standing up at the counter is laughing. He's laughing. He knows me for a long time. This is like the 4th time I've been into Globe for my modem problem this year. So the guy behind the computer, I give him my account number, and he looks it up. And then he asks me, I told him I'm Michael Fazio, I live in Pang Lao. He goes, are you the Michael Fazio that lives in Pang Lao? I said, no, I live in New York. And he goes, we don't have anybody. He said, he was going to say we don't have any New York files. Anyway, so we start laughing. So now the other guy walks over and talks to him in Versailles. Because he asked me what the problem is. I said, it's the modem. Because I've been here 4 times for the modem. I said, he goes, didn't they replace the modem last time? I said, no. They fixed it. There was a wire up on the ceiling. Before that, it was a broken wire. Before that, it was a terminal. And before that, it was a wire that was bent. I was, okay, we'll send another man back to the house. So there was just me, the 3 computer guys for complaints or for starting a new account. If you have a complaint, if you want to go over a bill, those guys are there. And so the guy says, I said, boy, I bet you listen to a lot of complaints. And the boss, who knows me for a long time, he starts laughing. And I says, all day long, you 2 guys because the boss is only there when it gets busy. You guys sit here all day long and listen to people get upset. And the guy goes, every day, every day, all day. So I said to the guy, I bet you wish you could tell those people to go themselves. He goes, oh, yeah. I said, all right, say it to me. Say it to me. Say, go to yourself. Go do yourself. And the guy looks at the boss, and the boss tells him it's okay. We had so much fun. I'm going, what about you? You want to yell back at the guy? Say it low. Just say something. Go home, he tells me. Go home. Not me, but he was pretending I was a customer. I said, wouldn't you would want to say to the ones that are complaining to go, oh, yes, yes, go home, please, go home. They didn't curse, though. That was funny. I got that done. They're coming to put a new modem in, so they speak. Let's see what else we have here on the screen. Rods from Gods. That goes back 10 years, that Rods from Gods comment. And where there's no more spoke too soon. Okay, I'm not getting, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to restart the computer. Hold on. This is the problem with the modem. This is definitely a modem problem. Next time they come, I will be more firm that if they find another problem with the modem, I want them to fix it anyway. I want a new modem anyway. Because this is ridiculous. This happens. When I restart the computer now, I'm restarting it. When I restart the computer, I'm going to restart it anyway. I have to hold these buttons down for 20 seconds each button. Otherwise, it won't restart. So I'm going to be more firm when I ask them for a new modem. And then they'll give me a new modem because I told them to put one in the work order, put it in the truck. Which reminds me, I ordered a toaster oven going back a long time. And I never got it. Tell you how long ago it was. It was before I went on the diet. That's going back 2 months. I wrote that down next to Michael, next to Michael's Ritz Cracker video thing. So, DNC says it seems to be okay now. I'm not, but got a lot of stuff done yesterday. Had a lot of laughs with those guys in the Globe store. Oh, God, that was funny as all get out. I had them whispering to me, go home, go home. Not me, but they were just making believe I was. And the boss was there laughing because there was nobody in the store. It was just me, the guard, and those 3 men. I don't think there was anybody else. I don't know why. It was early. It was probably only 8:30 in the morning. Yeah, it probably was before people got there. Let's go to YouTube. What the heck is going on here? Not only did I lose the sound, the video, but I lost the sound. We may have had a mini blackout. Yeah, we may have had a mini blackout. A mini blackout will cause the computer, not the modem, but I'm working off data. But we may have had a mini blackout in the system, not just the house where I live. I think we had a mini blackout because that happened quite a few times. Last night we had a blackout till I woke up at 8 o'clock, and it was still blackout, but then it came right back on as soon as I woke up. We have a lot of blackouts this month, a lot of blackouts, more blackouts than you should be allowed to have. All right, let's go see what other things I didn't cover. Roberto and BOBSIE, we covered them. Trump will go to Israel in order to assure his presidency. Sam Vakman. This is the one I want. Okay. Sam Vakman. You need to see this. This is a long video. I'm not gonna play any of it. This guy here, he's a psychologist. He specializes in narcissistic personality disorders. And this video is an hour and 3 minutes, I think it was long. I watched it. It's about people that call themselves victims. And it's how they discern that they're a victim. Even though they portray, they are the ones that promulgate. They proliferate hate. They proliferate disharmony. And then when it comes back at them, they're a victim. That happened, didn't that happen just recently? It did. So this guy, that video that I gave you the link for, all he does is talk about narcissistic personality disorders. Now, I didn't give you any references to... He also believes that there's a connection. All good psychologists and psychotherapists all believe that somehow, once you move to a certain level of narcissistic NPD type 3 personalities with psychopathy mixed into the disorder, that somehow you're connected to a dark vortex, as John Blaze talks about. The dark vortex was where you're getting your information from. I'm not joking about that. He doesn't talk about that. If you go to Sam Vakman's channel, he does have videos talking about psychopaths and the connection to the dark arts. He doesn't say, he might say, I know about the dark arts. I know how easy it is to become part of it. Burning candles will get you a place in the dark art bleachers. Okay? Depending on hate, constant criticizing of people, constant. Every single person that you ever meet in your entire life is against you. You're probably sitting in the bleachers of the dark arts ceremonial procedures. And Sam talks about that, but many other people talk about it more than him. But this one is about victimhood. How a narcissist will always claim to be a victim. Always claim to be a victim. It doesn't matter whether the narcissist has money, is married, not married, has children. They are always a victim at some point. Where they believe they are a victim. That's why they do what they do. So, let's get back to the comments on my, over here. Now, all of this stuff, okay, I'm done. I actually am done. I've been talking for going on 2 hours now. Let me close some of these windows down. You know, while I do this, also, you people should understand that you can do this as well. You can Google something and cross-reference it. I mean, if you lacked the ability to go to school or you lack education now, don't forget you can always learn stuff from Googling stuff. There's no doubt about that. But your learning process, your brain will continue to learn unless, now here's a problem that most people don't understand. Okay, so a study was done in the 1980s when people were doing a lot of powder. So the study was done that people that wanted to be able to study, cram study for a test, for a school, like they needed to do a lot of reading and review. So a study was done on people that do powder in the 1980s. And some people would do the powder so they could stay awake, so they could read a journal, a book, a text, whatever. And then they would be able to read for several hours. They would do a lot of, it cost them a lot of money, but anyway, they would do that. But the study also said that the information that they got while they were high on the powder would only be available or be more readily available when they took the test if they did the same product. So the product that they were doing to study in order to pass the test or remember the information or more of the information was the same product that they needed to take the test. That goes with anything. If someone smoked marijuana and they studied while they were under the influence of marijuana, then when they took the test, their memory would be better for that information if they smoked marijuana. And that goes with every substance, every chemical. Whatever the chemical is that you took while you were studying. So people that do that kind of garbage and then expect to actually function normally the next day and remember what they had while they were under the influence may not be so. So people that are under the influence today, they say something, they can't remember what they said the next day. But if they took more of that influenza, they would have a better memory. That study was done and done over and done again and done 1,000 times, that study, because there were people, well, the 80s were the 80s. That's true. All right, so let's go back over here. Okay, it seems I've lost my audience. Seems to be okay now, says Flying Circus. But I still have the initiation. I still have the circle on the screen. Well, anyway, I'm going to say thanks everybody for stopping by. Ripple Effect, thank you. Salamat. Let's see if I could even see who's participating here. Nobody. No participants. Yeah, I lost everybody. I have no participants. I'm talking to dead air space. Okay, then, thank you very much, everybody, for stopping by. I'm Ping Permy, which, of course, means take care always. Bye-bye for now. And, of course, we will have another show. Tomorrow's a big day. Friday's a big day for shows. I'll do some more research about the war in the Middle East. I would not be surprised. Well, I don't want to say that, but it's a damn shame. That's all I have to say about that, what's going on over there. I'm Ping Permy, which means take care always. From Michael Fazio in the Philippines. Scott, thank you. DNC, thank you. Flying Circus, thank you. Squigglem, thank you. Mike Dowdy, thank you. Oh, man, that other fellow's just... Ripple Effect, thank you. Jack Thompson, thank you. Nyong Davang Thop. That's a name I know, but that's a long-term subscriber. Thank you. All right, well, that's all. I can go back up. I don't see any names I haven't mentioned. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye for now. Of course, I'm Ping Pong. Take care always. That's right. Oy vey and shalom from Rabbi Jew Barker in the Philippines, baby. That's right.